Welcome to my World History Notes, where I read from the book that I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history. A Bible believer looks at world history. Now, I've drawn many conclusions in this book. You just can't throw out the facts. I've drawn conclusions, um, and I've trusted certain historians and primary sources that I can review. You may not agree with my conclusions or any of my conclusions, um, but at least you should know about the things that I'm talking about. I'm not an expert. I'm not a trained historian. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a professor or anything like that. I'm just a regular person. So these are things that I've learned and studied, and hopefully you'll come to your own conclusions. So let's begin. I'm going to talk about a Greek city state today, Corinth. Corinth is located on the Isthmus of Corinth, Isthmus of Corinth, the sliver of land that connects the Peloponnesos Peninsula from mainland Greece. The online encyclopedia Wikipedia speaks of it this way, quoting another source. Quote, some very ancient names for the places, such as Corinthos, derive from a pre-Greek Pelasgian language. It seems likely that Corinth was also the site of a Bronze Age Mycenaean palace city like Mycenae, Tiryns, or Pylos. Myth made Sisyphus the founder of a race of ancient kings at Corinth. In Corinth, Jason abandoned Medea, excuse me, not Media, Medea. Later in classical times, the ancient city rivaled Athens and Thebes in wealth based on the Isthmian traffic and trade. Until the mid 6th century, Corinth was a major exporter of black figure pottery to cities around the Greek world. Athenian potters later came to dominate the market. Corinth's great temple and its Acropolis was dedicated to Aphrodite. According to most sources, there were more than 1,000 temple prostitutes employed at the Temple of Aphrodite. In ancient Greece, a quote Corinthian girl was a common nickname for a prostitute. Corinth was also the host of the Isthmian Games. In the 7th century BC, when Corinth was ruled by the tyrants of Cypselus and Periander, the city sent forth colonists to found new settlements, Syracuse, Ambracia, and Corcyra, itself perhaps the site of an early Corinthian settlement, Apollonia and Actorium. The city was a major participant in the Persian Wars, but afterwards was frequently an enemy of Athens and an ally of Sparta and the Peloponnesian League. In 431 BC, one of the factors leading to the Peloponnesian War was the dispute between Corinth and Athens over the Corinthian colony of Corcyra. In the 4th century BC, Corinth was home to Diogenes of Sinope, one of the world's best known cynics. The Romans under Lucius Mummius destroyed Corinth following a siege in 146 BC. When he entered the city, Mummius put all the men to the sword and sold the women and children into slavery before he torched the city, for which he was given the cognomen Achaicus as the conqueror of the Achaean League. While there is archaeological evidence of some minimal habitation in the years afterwards, Julius Caesar founded the city as Colonia Ius Julia Corinthiensis in 44 BC, shortly before his assassination. According to Appian, the new settlers were drawn from the freedmen of Rome. Under the Romans, it became the seat of government for southern Greece or Achaia, Acts 18:12 to 16. It was noted for its wealth and for the luxurious, immoral, and vicious habits of the people. It had a large mixed population of Romans, Greeks, and Jews. One thing to note of just what I said is that temple prostitutes in the Acropolis of Corinth had short hair, according to Spiros Zodhiates, which is the basis for Paul's approval of the Corinthian church's insistence upon its women growing their hair long in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, so that the Christian women of that city could in no way be confused with them. Okay, we're going to stop there. We'll talk about Athens next, and then Macedon, and then we'll wrap up a timeline of Greece and move on to the next subject after that, which be a couple of episodes, and we'll talk about Imperial China, Peru, India, Nubia, the beginning of Christianity, and the second diaspora. So we have a lot of things to cover, a lot of places in the world. Once we get past Greece, very important to use this as a foundation. This is going to take about 2 or 3 more times, and then we'll get into other parts of the world. And now our scope is expanding. The world people have moved out. Civilizations are being formed in far off places. Important things are happening. as people have moved out from that center point in Babel, and these civilizations form and cultures form, and we need to know about them. And they've been too often ignored in traditional history classes. So that's the thing. That one thing that bothered me when I did this was lessons were just ignoring important cultures around the world. So we're gonna get into that, but first we're gonna finish with Greece. And I thank you for watching.